All right, guys, we are live. So in the last class, we went through the essential project, and we got to this point. So those of us that have not, done our part, and ensure that we do our part to get this lovely looking dashboard done. And we are not done with the project because the next thing we're supposed to do is to actually do a presentation slide on the project to present it to the stakeholders, which is the tax 3. So the tax 2, like I explained to you guys are going to model the Excel sheet with what you learned in Excel using VLOOKUP. And then when you put it into Excel and you join the sheets together using the lookup values that is necessary, you now come and upload it here. Okay. When you are done, you click on submit and then you click on next. So when you click on next, you see okay, they have their own way of doing things. So they'll show you if you are correct, and then you just click on complete. And then the next thing is nice work, blah 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 blah. It was great. Submit and go to the next task. And the next thing we are supposed to do is to visualize, which is what we've already done. So we've done task 3 already, right, in Power BI. And they give us a template for presentation, and then you can see the agenda. So you have your slide template, which is the agenda, the project, the problem, the analytics team, the process. So I will leave you guys to do that, and you guys can click on this for a template to use for your presentation. Just a way to explain the different things that you did, and which of the categories of the categories were mostly discussed on the platform, and how many customers they had, how many posts, how many, all of those things. Just use some very simple descriptions, and that's all really. And the last thing you're supposed to do is to make a video of yourself explaining. For example, when you're done with a project on this platform, they will give you a sample of their own result, and that's what they did here. Right? It's quite simple. And then the next thing is to upload your own uh, presentation slide over here. When you're done, and then you go to the last tax, and the tax is to do what? The tax is to present it to the client. So ideally, you need to communicate what you've done to the people you did it for, and all you need to do is to simply just explain the different things that you've done, right? Okay, you can say hello, my name is praise. I'm a data analyst, and this is the presentation of the tax by social boss. So according to our analysis, we saw that the highest category is this and that, and the customers are this and that, and they should do this and this and this. Thank you. Save your video and then come and submit the video here, and they've given you some tips that you should use. And when you're done, you just come here to record your video. You can actually record your video, and this is quite lovely because not yet before. So you can actually do a record of your video on the app directly, or you can just submit your own video that you did, whether using your phone or using a laptop, whatever it is. And after which you click on submit, and then you get your first certificate for Essential. But the next thing I'm going to go to is what? KPMG. And KPMG is a little bit more difficult than this one, but like this one is quite simple. And for KPMG, we will go to the company, it's KPMG Australia. So I'm just going to come here, and then I'm going to say I want to keep, so just look for KPMG. So KPMG Australia, AU, that's AU, right? KPMG AU is what you look for, and then you should see the KPMG data analytics. Yeah, so you click on that, and then I'm also done with mine, but let us go through what you guys have to do, right? Ideally, you want to solve a problem as usual. So let's go to the simulation now. Like I have explained to you guys, it's more or less like working in KPMG, just like Essential. So the first thing we're going to work on is the data quality assessment, which is we're going to clean the data. And what do we have here? We have your manager talking to you on what to do. And ideally, what we want to do is to help a business which is called Sprocket Central Limited, and they are a medium-sized bikes and cycling accessory organization. And they've approached your partner in KPMG to help them understand their data. And basically, they said that they need help with their customer and transaction data, and that their organization has a large data set relating to its customers, but their team is unsure how to effectively analyze it to optimize their marketing strategy. So that's where we know our what problem statement. So they want to analyze the data so that they can optimize their marketing strategy. So how do they want to do this? They have three data sets, and which is the customer demographic, addresses, and what the transaction. So the first thing they want to do is to clean the data by ensuring that it's of good quality. So that's the first task. So clean data, which is quite simple. So they've given us the required file. So if I click on this, right, I would you'd see. So I'm just going to come to my desktop and I'm going to paste it like that. So I'll save it. So you can easily do data cleaning on Excel. So let's just go and clean it in Excel. And they've given us a heuristic here, what we should look out for while doing the data cleaning. And you can see that we have to look for things like if the values are correct, if it's the right data type, if it is not contradicting, if it is updated, which is validity and currency, if it is relevant, and if it is what all of this, and then you submit your work. Yeah. So you just come and click on, so click here to submit your work. So ideally you're supposed to submit a cleaned data set, right? And the data set really should be modeled, and then you upload it here, right? So we have to use the likes of VLOOKUP too for this case, and then we just plug in the data into Power BI. But then, like I said, Power BI can do that same stuff using the data modeling part of Power BI. So I'm just going to come to where we downloaded it to, and which is KPMG new raw file, and then I'm going to open it with my Excel, and let's see what is needed to be cleaned. So we're going to go through it one by one. Um, to, to close all of this. All right, so this is our data, right? And our data is the KPMG data set. And the first sheet is just a title sheet. It's not really a data, just an explanatory sheet on the different modules. So the first module is to clean your data. The second one is to make a presentation. And the third one is to make a what dashboard. It's quite simple, but the it's quite interesting. So let's look at what we have to clean. First of all, you can see the first row as a statement. Note the data and information, blah blah blah, and that is not needed. So I'm going to delete that row. So delete the row. What you want to do really is to check out for the blanks, check out for um, data types, and check out that if you need to add anything to the data. So let's start with the transaction data. So I'm just going to click on sort and filter, and click on filter so that this filter robins can show up. So firstly, this is transaction ID. So it's basically IDs, right? From now to, I think it's up to 20K. Yeah, it's up to 20K, which is fine. So this is their transactions. And the same goes to product ID. The product ID is the ID of the product. If we unselect everything and select the one that has zeros, you can see that there are plenty of them, and they also, yeah. So let's just leave it like that and just select all. And okay, let's look at the customer ID. So leave all the IDs, they are just IDs. And transaction date, if you click on it, you can see that according to our data type here, it is a date, which is lovely. This is a true or false. order, and they look at the brand. For the brand, you can see that there are some blanks. So let's unselect all and let's analyze the blanks and see what is there. So when we see that they are blanks, we can see the rest of them are already blank. So we can actually safely remove this because they are really not needed. But we can do that now. What if I let's just on select all and just remove the blanks and say okay. The blanks have been removed, and if you watch, there won't be blanks in the rest anymore because the blanks are kind of connected, right? So the next thing we want to do really is to calculate something. But first off, look at this guy. Product first sold date is not in the date format in the way we want it. So select the entire column and then choose short date, and that will change. So that's good. So we're already doing data cleaning. So we have the list price and the standard cost. If you look at the list price, it is what 71.49, and the cost is of 53. So just like you are selling a good that you bought, and you bought the good for $53 and you sold it for $71. So this is the work cost and this is the revenue. So we'll have to get the profit. So we have to minus this too. But this guy is not in it's not in currency. So I'm going to click here, click on currency, and then you can see that and then I'll just come here and insert a new column, and I'll call the column profit, and then I'll just say it's equal to what list price minus cost, and I'll press enter, and then I got the profit, and now I'll apply to everything. And I can do one more, and I can say profit margin. So I'll insert, and I'll say profit margin, which is equal to the profit divided by the revenue, and that's what. And it is in this is giving me dollars. I don't want dollars because it's actually a number, right? So I'm just going to apply to everything, and this will give me a number. So it can either be a percentage or a number. So in percentage, it means that this particular first product was sold with a margin of 25%, and this was it's 1%, right? These are the margin. A margin is a good metric to understand the financial health of the business because you want to increase financial or such metrics. Okay, I can easily turn all of this to what to percentages, right? I just come here and click on, or I just come here and click on percentage, and it becomes a percentage, right? So you can leave it this way or the other way. So we are done with the first sheet. Let's go to the second sheet. So this is a new customer list. So ideally, this company have data on their old customers and they have data on new customers. So they want to understand the purchasing behavior of the old customers and see which of the new, you know, guys they should focus on. So they have to reduce. Remember that the goal is to do what optimize marketing strategy. What I say, optimize marketing. And when you say you're optimizing, that means you want to run at the lowest cost and make the highest money, the highest revenue. So we don't want to spend so much money on all the new customers, which are 1,000. We want to select the first 100 or the first 150 that we are sure that if we reach out to them with our resources, they will bring in more revenue. But we cannot know who to choose if we don't understand the previous customers and the demographics, so they can guide us on who to choose. And that's the idea of this project. So let's look at this. So the first row too, we want to delete the guy that's in front because it's a noise. And they want to also put in the filter. So let's look at this date of birth. So date of birth really is it's in uh, it's in a text, right? So I'm just going to turn this to a date. That makes it a date. The next thing is you cannot use date of birth for this analysis. You have to use each category. So to use each category, we have to calculate each category. So I'll just say age. So to calculate the age from the date of birth, really it is you use a function called today, which will give us today's date, and minus. So this is today's date minus this, and then you press enter, and it gives what we want really is a number. So I'm just going to click here and I say number, right? And this gives us the number of I think days. So that we don't want number of days, one number of years. We are going to divide this function by 365 because we have 365 days in a year. I'll press enter, and then this gives us let's see that again. So I said divided by, not times, divided by, right? So that gives us that. So this person is 66 years old because he was born in 1957. So I'm going to apply all through. Next thing I'm going to do is to now click on what to get the age category, because really you cannot work with age in analysis. You have to work with the categorical variable, so age category. All right. So for the age category, I want to do it in a way that uh, I want to do it in a way that from 0 to 10, I would say this is age. If okay, let's just simple like this. So it's equal to, I can say uh this guy, the or what I can do is um I can use an if function. Will that work? To just do no, let's not do so long. Let's just do the shortcut, right? So I'm just going to say okay. Let's do like this. Let's convert this guy to, let's make it, what's it called? E, let's reduce the, what's it called? The, and I'm going to apply outro. So I used this guy to reduce the decimal points. So what I will now do is this. I'll say it's equal to this age divided by 10, right? That gives me this, right? That gives me this, all of this. So I'm going to do the same thing again. I am going to reduce this guy, right, to 1, and then it gives me all of this. Then I can now, so let us say this is age something that we're not going to use at the ending, right? And then I'll just now get the actual age category by multiplying by 10. So I'll now say age category, right, is equal to this guy times 10. So it's basically divided by 10, rounding up. Oh, it's giving us that's because what we would do is, let me see if make it general, and no, this is not what we want. And that's one thing I like about Excel. Excel gives me this indicator lot. But what I'll do is this: I will copy all of these guys, Control C. I'll copy this ADC. I'm going to create a new. I'm going to insert, or wait. Let me press Escape. So I'm going to insert a new one, and then I'll copy all of these guys, and I'll come here and I'm going to click on this paste button here. I will click on the button, the arrow below the paste, and I will say paste as values, right? As values. So this will paste as normal values without what, and it's still showing me from the. If you can look at the. All right, Excel can't do this in the way I want it, or I don't want to waste our time. So let me show you guys how to use if statements to do it. So I'm going to use if statements. So let me delete everything I've done. Oh, do this thing I want to do now in Power BI, right? But so I'll quickly show you what to do. Remember that we are just doing the data cleaning, all right? So to do what I want to do right now, let me do, oh, sorry, Control Y. Let's just stop here. So we have, what the first thing we did was to convert the date of birth to the age, right? So now let's get the age category. So to get the age category, let's use if. So I'll teach you how to use if. I'm sure you guys know how to use if. So equal to if this guy is uh 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 what's it called, greater than, or should I say is what's the logical test? If this guy is uh blah 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 less than or greater than. So let's say if this guy is, hold on, stop. What's the logical statement now? Is less than, should I say if this guy is less than 11, then I will say give me 10, so which means you are of the age range 10, right? Comma, if it is less than 21. Oh, sorry. If again, put on if again, if this same guy is less than 21, then give me a value of 20, and then comma, if again this guy is less than 31, comma, then give me 30, and then if again, open bracket, this guy is less than 41, comma, give me what, 40, comma, if again, open bracket, this guy is less than 51, comma, give me 50, uh, comma, if again, this guy is less than 61, then give me what, 60, comma, if again, this guy is less than 71, give me 70. I don't care about the rest of them again, so I'll just say, comma, if it does not meet all of this, just give me 80. Then I will just close the entire bracket, and I'll press enter. I think there's a problem, and that's here. I didn't put a comma here. What other place? All of these are okay. So let's try again. So what happened here is this: any number that goes from 61 to 60 to 70 will give me 70. So if I apply this in all of them, you see that the logic actually applies to everything, right? So you can see this is 60 because it is between 51 to 60. This is 50 because it's So who did not understand what I just did with the if statement? I think it's very straightforward now because you've been engrossed in Excel already. Mr. Prince, did you get that?
Yeah, yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's quite simple, really. It's just if this is less than this, give me this. I mean, now it's not hard, right? So what I did here is I had to use the age category, not the date of birth. So in future, when you are collecting data, and I know it's an e-commerce store, so they might have collected date of birth in case they want to send happy birthday messages to their what customers. But in analysis, we can't use date of birth. We have to convert to age and then to what age category, and which is what we've done here. All right. What other things can we clean here? We can see, let's see, disease state. Under the state, it's all clean. It's all clean, and value is also all clean. So let's go and check customer demographic. Let's delete the first row too. Delete the first row. And let us see what things are dirty here. So if I click on the filter, you'd see that under the gender, there are different things. There's F, there's female, there's M, and that is inconsistency. We know as humans that F is female, but for consistency's sake, it has to be only female and it has to be only male. So what do we do? Select the entire thing and then go and click on find and select and then replace. So let's find F and let's replace it with female, and then let us click on options. Click on options and then select both boxes and then replace all, and that's replaced. So the next one is what, female, replace. The next one is you use replace all, and the next one is what, M, you change it to what, male, right? So what do we have? If you check now, it is now all consistent, female, male, and you means unknown, and we might have to do the same thing again that we did for date of birth in that side. So I'm going to come here and click on what's it called, insert, and I'm going to find the age first, right? But before we do that, let's check if this guy is in. So this guy is not in date yet, so we'll just turn it to short date, and then we say equal to today's date, right? Today's date in empty parentheses minus this, and then we can change this to a what, a number. And then because we have 365 days in a year, we'll enclose this in a bracket and we'll say divided by 365. I'll press enter and then we apply everything. The next thing to do is that same if that we did, which is age category. So come here and we say age category, and then we just say it's equal to if this guy is less than 11, comma, then we say give us 10, right? Then comma, if again uh, this guy is less than 21, comma, then give us 20, comma, if open bracket this guy is less than 31, comma, then give us 30, comma, if again this guy is less than 41, then please give us 40, comma, if this guy again is less than 51, then please give us 50, then comma, if again open bracket this guy is less than 61, then please give us 60, comma, if lastly open bracket this guy is less than 71, then give us 70, and if it does not meet all of this, please give us 80, right? Let me put 80 in bracket in this, right? So I'm going to close all the, and I press enter, and then anything from 70 give me 70, and we can see that everything gives us 50, 70, 50, 60, and you follow the logic that I did. And we know that there are some blanks there. Let's just leave that. Let's look at this guy. This guy does not look like a column that makes sense. You can see we can't make any sense of it. So let's delete the entire thing, and let's leave this, and let's go to the customer address. Let's delete this guy again that does not make sense. Let's delete it, and let us look at the filter, and let's see everything makes sense except the state has some inconsistency too. We know that humans NSW means New South Wales, so I want to use NSW instead of New South Wales, and I want to use Vic instead of Victoria. So I'm going to select the entire column. I'm going to go to find and replace, and I'm going to replace New South Wales, and I'll replace it with what NSW. NSW. Replace all, and I'll also replace Victoria. I'll replace Victoria with what VIC, and then replace all. And then if I check now, you see that everything is now consistent, no inconsistency. Good and fine. Now we can now model the data. So which of them is the highest number of rows? It is the transaction. So let us bring in. So ideally, if you check this, you're supposed to submit a uh, or submit something that is clean. Yeah, let me see. You're supposed to submit. Let's go through what we're supposed to submit again. So you're supposed to submit a draft. So in this case, you are not supposed to submit a data set. You are supposed to submit a draft email that will explain everything that we just did right now, right? That will explain the fact that we saw that there was no profit here and profit margin, and we had to add it. That would explain that in the customer demographic we have up to 4,000 customers, but from the customer address, when we check, we have up to what okay, 4,020 of updated this. That makes sense. So we also saw some inconsistency in the gender, in the customer demographic. We saw some we had to change age to date of birth to age. So basically, at the end of the day, you are supposed to come up with something that looks that looks like this. So let's see. So data quality assessment. So something like this, you're not submitting any model data. So do the modeling in Excel. I know you have done lookup, so I'm not going to do any lookup here. You've done it in Excel already. So this is what you are going to submit. So you're not submitting any. So don't come be asking me that where is the email address that I will submit to. There's no email address, so you're submitting on the website, right? It's a simulation, not a real stuff. So to whom it may concern, we received your this some quality issues that looks like blah 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 blah. Just explain what and what you cleaned. Identify the quality issues that you found and how you cleaned it. Yours can be better. I think I have different types. I have this, I have another type. Maybe I'll just send a template to the group to make it easier. So now that we've cleaned this data, all right, we've cleaned data. So ideally, let's just I wanted us to do everything we did again in Power BI, right? So I'll just so what I'll do is have it in mind that when you are given a data, don't tamper with the original data. So what I've done, I'll just save as. So I'll save it as cleaned KPMG data, right? So I'll just come here, I'll just call it cleaned, which I could have used in my in my Power BI. But one thing I want to show you is how to use Power BI query to actually do the same thing I just did in Excel. So I'm just going to come here. I'll click on Excel workbook, right? Which is I want to bring in the actual raw data that I did without everything. So I just showed you how to clean data in Excel right now. So I'm going to replicate the same thing here. Time to enter. Time to enter. So I will do the same thing, and under my documents, I can see the actual. This is the one I have cleaned, and this is the raw data. So I want to bring in the raw data. All right, and the raw data is being brought in. And before I click on load, I will first click on transform. So I'm going to clean everything again using the Power Query Editor so that you guys can see how fast it is to clean data in what Power BI, and then we'll just go right into the visualization, and after that we go into PwC. No time to waste time. So I'm not seeing any story today, so let's all see. It's been it's loading, yeah. So let it load. Yeah. So guys, we have it has loaded. So let us select what we need. We've seen the data in Excel, and we know that we don't need the title sheet, but we need the customer address, we need the demographic, we need the new customer list, and then we need the transaction. So let us keep the title sheet is not needed. So I'll click on transform data so that I can take us to the Power Query editor. So I will repeat again, the idea of this whole project is to help our client to optimize their marketing strategy by reducing the marketing cost of having to get to all the new customers that are just like that 1,000 customers. If you look at the new customer list, if you go if you scroll down, you see that it's 1,000 new customers, and it's not going to be wise to spend money to reach out to imagine having to call all of these 1,000 customers, and at the end of the day, only 300 now buy your product. You wasted money, right? But how can we do it that we can know which age category to look out to, which job title, which job industry, which work segment, and what else again? Which country, which state? So this one. So what we'll do is these transactions have what we call customer ID. This customer demographic also has what customer ID, right? And that's it here. And also the customer address also has what customer ID. So those are the three data sets that have something in common because that's the information on the old customer that will be analyzed to now allow us to select from the new customer. So let's do one by one. So just the same thing that we did in the Excel, but in a faster way. So the first thing we did in Excel was to remove this guy. In Power BI Query Editor, you can see that the column headers have their own space. All right, unlike Excel, that the column headers will start from the first row. But in Power BI, it has their own space. So I want to remove this guy. So I'll just come up here under Home. You see Use First Row as Headers. Click on it, and then it takes that out and it replaces it with the actual thing. And anything we do will be shown in the applied steps, like I said. Right. The next thing we want to do is the same thing we did, which is to this is date of birth. I want to take it to what? To age category. So I'll click on this, and the easiest way, instead of having to write any formula, is to come to transform. Then you see date under transform. Click on date. Then you see age. Click on age. Simple. And because it is a number of days, click on duration too, and click on total years. Simple. So that this is the same thing we got. Having to type in all of those things, and now we don't have to do anything. So I'll just change this to age instead. And the next thing I have to do is to do what? Age, uh, category. So I'll just come to what? Add column. Under add column, I'll go to custom column. And under custom column, I'm going to start with something, which is what we did in Excel to divided by 10 and times 10. So I'll say, oh, in Excel we did if. For this, I'm going to do it in a faster way. So I'll just say age deci, which is the age itself, divided by 10. Divided by 10 is equal to, and then I will get, oh my God, I forgot to delete some other cells that are empty. So let's just come here. There are some cells that are not, like the one that does not have headers anymore. So let's just come to home and let's remove those columns that are just highlighted. So this is the age deci that I just um, calculated. So I'm going to turn this to a single digit by coming to coming to transform, and then under rounding, I will round up. So I've rounded up, and this gives me a single digit. So the next thing I will do again is to click on add column again. And what I'm going to do right now is now the actual age category that I'm looking for. So the age category now will now be the age deci that was just calculated multiplied by 10. That's what I was trying to do in Excel, that was doing anyhow for me. Yeah. But right now, you can see that it's all going to work out perfectly as fast as possible without doing if. I do it straight up. And then I am done with this guy, I think. And the next thing I'm going to look out for is the transactions. Under transactions, again, they all have this nuisance at the top of the row.
Sorry, Michael, I have a question.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are. I have a question. Why were you multiplying by 10 again?
Because it was in units in the first instance. You can see this is in units 7654, but I want to be in tenths because in a way this is, if you look at the age, this is the age. The age of this person is where is it? Is 66 years old. And I said I want to categorize the age in a way that if you are from 61 to 70, I'll say you are 70. If you are from 1 to 10, I'll say you are 10. If you are from 21 to 20 to 30 to 30, I'll say you are. So that is like I'm categorizing the age
Sorry, I also want
category.
to ask a question.
Yeah,
Is
what's up?
it to round up the age
Yeah,
instead of having a 66 points, blah, 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 blah?
yeah, so what I did is before I rounded up, I divided by 10, right? So when I divided by 10, I now rounded up. So since will give me 7 if we round it up, right? That is 6.6 to give you 7. So which means that from 61 to 70, I want 70. All right, and that's why I rounded up, and that's what I have here. These are the rounded up figures for the age decimals, and then I now multiply them with 10 to give me the actual age categories. So we can now know that, for instance, this 60 here means that the person age category falls between 51 to 60. And if you see 50, it means it falls between 41 to 50. And if you see 70, it means it falls between 61 to 70. So let's go to transactions and let's see what we're going to do here. So I'm going to click on the same thing under the home, and I will say use first row as headers. And I'm just going to go and see that anything that is an issue, and we have to convert this guy from list price. I will click on 1.2 in front, and I'll make it a fixed decimal point, and same, yeah, replace current, and same as this guy, fixed decimal point, and I would there are some columns. You can see that in the Excel it ended at the product sold date, and I'm just going to change this to date, and it's looking good, right? Looking good. Replace current, and then it's looking good. So the rest of them, I'll just highlight all of them, hold down your shift and just move forward and remove the columns. They are nuisance, so they are empty cells, right? That's because we probably didn't account for it. So yeah, so this is the actual. So remember what we did? We calculated. There's something wrong. There's something wrong. Let me go back. So there's something wrong for that to be a red stuff. Let's do it again. So I'm going to select this and select everything. Then I'm going to click on remove columns. Okay, I don't know what was wrong there, but there was a nice showing green. Good. So I want to calculate profit and profit margin. So I'm just going to come to add column, add custom column, and I'm just going to call the new column profit, and I'm going to say the list price minus the standard cost will give me the profit. And there we go. And I will change the data type to what fixed decimal point. Again, I want to change, I'll calculate, profit margin. So that's equal to, so profit margin, which is profit divided by the list price, which is the revenue, right? Which is equal to all of these numbers. So I can try to change them to percentages, and then it gives me in percentages. As simple as that. You see how Power BI is quite fast. The next thing is customer demographic. Again, I'm going to, I forgot to remove all of these other guys from the previous data set, right? Uh, let's just remove them since we don't need them anymore. So I'm just going to come here. I'll right click and I'll click on delete. Well, in your own, just create a new Power BI file, so you don't have to do this, okay? Because me deleting this means the visual will not show again, and that's fine because we are done with that particular project, okay? So I'm just going to come here and delete everything, and I am going to now work with the new data set I have, which is the new um, project. So we are now on customer demographics. So under home, I'm going to use first row as headers. What we did again in customer demographic, we have to calculate the what date of birth. So I will change date of birth to what date first, and then after which I am going to come to what transform, click on date and click on age, and then it gives me number of days, and I will say give me the duration in total years, and that gives me that. Then I'll just come here and change it to what age, and then I'll do the same thing by going to add colon and then custom colon, and then I'm going to change. I'm going to calculate the h deci first, which is like h decimal, which is not going to be used. It's just to get us to our end goal, which is the h category. So divided by 10. So when it gives us that, I forgot to delete the empty cells. Oh my god! Because when you calculate a new column, Power BI will take it to the last column, and if there are any unwanted columns, it gives you stress. So let me just delete all of them first. Go to home and remove columns, and now it is now closed by. Of course, this default column was what we deleted because we did not understand, it did not make sense. But in your tax one, where you are reporting it, tell them that there was a column called default column that was not understood and was removed. So let's now add new column, and let us calculate the actual age category now, and which is what the age decimal, multiply by 10 now, right? And that gives us what we want, right? Oh, fuck it. Oh, sorry. Let me delete this. We did not um we're supposed to round it up. So let's round it up. So let's go to rounding and then round up. So that gives us a, yeah. So let's now do it again by going to custom column, and then by clicking on age category, and then we say age Oh, nice. Now round up. So there's a difference between transform and add column because I rounded up on the under the add column. So it gives me a new column instead of having to change the actual column. So that's fine. Let's use the round up column and then multiply by what 10. And right, it gives us what we want, right, which is age category. That's fine. Let's see what other things did we look at. I think we look at the age, the gender. I think gender was having an issue somewhere. So yeah, so gender was going to come here under home. And we're going to replace values. So click on replace values just below use root as column. So find F and change it to what female, and advanced options, select both what boxes. Okay, and let's do it again, and let's find female, which is one of the incorrect spelling there, and let's replace it with what female, and let's select these two boxes and say okay. And lastly, let's replace M that was there, that was seen, with male, and let's check these two boxes. And then what happens is that when we check, it becomes all consistent. Thank you. And then the next last thing is the customer address, which we are going to do again. Remove use first row as headers, and then we're going to just change the so all of these are also empty cells. So let's delete all the empty cells that are not needed, so they don't cause a nuisance in the nearest future. And let's look at the state. So let's do replace values again, and let's replace New South Wales with NSW. Let's click on these two guys, and let's also replace Victoria with BIC. And if we check our new column now, you'd see that it is all consistent. Thank you. So we've done the same thing we did in Excel and in Power BI. So which was faster? Of course, Power BI. So let's close and apply, and let's go into their visualization. So I like KPMG because it's really cool. So we'll do a paginated report on different scenarios. We'll start with understanding the profit. We'll start with understanding the demographics, and then we'll now do profit and demographics, and then we'll now select from the new customers which one the client should focus on, and then at the end of the day you're supposed to make another presentation explaining your thought process. All right, so that was what we're going to do. Let's wait for it to load up first, and then we continue. The reason why Power BI is fast is because I had to upgrade my RAM to 6 gig. In fact, before I go to that place in Asaba, I would upgrade it to 12 gig so that it will go phew, 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 phew. So if your camera is not, sorry, if your laptop is 4 gig or less, it will hang. Power BI takes a lot of RAM. So, and when it hangs, it can be very frustrating. So, if possible, go and give your repairer and just, I think, if you upgrade your RAM, it should not be more than 6K, 7K, 8K, or 10K. Just add, if your RAM have an additional space or slot, add a RAM so that it can make your system go faster, right? There are ways you can optimize your system by quitting some application that is not needed. All right, so I am just going to discard changes here, and I'll check the data place. It's supposed to even give me something like creating model or something. Working on it. So I was waiting for that because, like I said, it's going to create a model. It's going to look at, yeah, we would not see this anymore because we've deleted the what's it called? We've deleted the data. So I'm not going to click on plus. I will click on plus, right? And I'm going to delete the previous one because we are done with that report. So I will delete it. I will just save this Power BI file as so this was essential summary, right? And right now, what is in our data is now that of KPMG. So I'm just going to click on file. Oh, sorry. So I'll click on File, Save As. So I'll save it as another document, another Power BI document. I will call it KPMG Summary Dashboard, like a summary, right? And then I can now start. But let's take a quick look at the model view. So at the model view, see that Power BI has already done what we would have done if we used VLOOKUP, right? So it has already found a relationship between all the data sets. I'm just going to drag it a little bit closer. You can see that it has found it. Unlike Essential that did not have the same names, this one it was able to detect that, oh, there is a customer ID here and it's a customer ID here. So it's assuming that they all relate. And if you look at it, the new customer is not modeled because, of course, there is no. Of course, it makes sense because this is a new customer, so they don't have IDs yet. So this is just going to be a list of where we're going to select from. So this is the three we're going to analyze to know which of these guys to select, and that's it. Really, not using VLOOKUP every time to model data, and that's why I love Power BI. Very fast. Pew 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 pew. So we'll just do as the usual. We'll just go to our visualization and let's insert a shape first. Insert as usual, really what we did yesterday, right? But we'll just use KPMG colors instead. So I'm trying to recreate what I did some time ago. So I'm just going to reduce this, and I'm just going to increase this, and I'm just going to say. So I'm going to edit this shape by coming to style. Under style, I don't want a field, so I'm going to switch it off. And under the borders, I want it to be blue, but I want to be KPMG blue. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to look for come here and I'll say KPMG logo color code, something like that. Yeah, so that we did yesterday. So I'm going to come here and say KPMG logo color code, right? And when I do that, it gives me the actual code of the blue because there are different shades of blue, but I want the actual blue of KPMG so that it can be all consistent, you know. So and then you can see that the color for the blue is actually Air Force blue. Okay, I think praise is naval. This is Air Force, right? I hope you guys so Air Force blue. So I'm going to click on copy. I'll copy the blue of that, and I'm just going to come here, and then instead of using this blue that I don't know about, I'll click on more colors, and then I will just paste it there, and to give me the actual KPMG blue. And then I'm going to increase the width a little so it can be thicker. You can see it clearly. I can decide to put a text, and which is what KPMG. So the first one will say the profit dashboard. So let's call it profit dashboard. So which means everything here will be about profit, understanding profit. Abi. Let's not waste time, Jerry. Let's just call it something dashboard. Let's not waste time. You guys can go and do more than you like. Me, I don't have time. I have to do a lot. So I'm going to change the uh the color to the blue that we just used, right? And then I'm going to kind of increase the font to about say 40. Let's make that 35. All right, that fits perfectly. And then I'll just come down, and I can choose this. No, do I need shadow for this? No, not really. And that's all. That's really all. So we have our title right there, right? And we can insert a, so you can download KPMG logo. And me, I'm just going to come here since I already have it in my pictures. And I will just come here and say KPMG logo, and then it comes here, boom, just like that. And I'm just going to like resize it a little. Okay, I don't like this one. Okay, I like this one. Yes, I'm not going to come here and put it here, right? So I'm going to reduce this. Or we can actually just even save. I don't like this one. Let's delete it. Let me choose the other one. Let's click on image again, KPMG, and let's choose this one. And this one will not stress me. Right. But this blue set does not look like the blue that we used. I didn't even understand it again. But anyhow, all the best. Right. So let's have this and let's kind of increase the. Okay. Let's add card visuals as visual, right? Card visuals. Let's add card visuals. Let me see my view. The view. Why does it look as if we are in under view? Let's look at fit to page. Let's use this. We already increased our canvas size already in last class, so it just concord to the previous one. So I can easily just like increase it like this, right? And I can increase whatever this is. It just makes more sense, right? Right. So and then I just come here and I can just put in the first thing about transactions, which is let's just say hello. Right. Sorry, I had a call. Yeah, so as I was saying, I hope there's nobody joining in the because I don't know. Let's continue, Sha. So I'm just going to come here and I'm going to put in blah, 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 blah. The total money that was made, which is what the list price. Where's the list price? It's over here. So I'm just going to come here and I'm going to drop it here, right? And it gives me in the sum. Yeah, that's it. So, and I'm just going to come to the format visual and then color out value, and then I want to choose the blue color that I chose, and I want to reduce the font a little bit. What happened now? Not about many my account anyway, so I want to reduce everything, and I'm just going to come down and I'm going to switch off the label. I don't want the label. I'm going to make my own label, and the label I want to say is total revenue. And I'm going to increase that to 25, and I'll make it be in the middle, and I will choose my what blue as usual, and I am just going to come down and I'll go to effects, and under effects I'll go down to visual borders, and I will say give me the blue visuals, and I want the corners to be about 12, right? About 12 or 13, and then I want a shadow as it look as if my visual is flying in the air and lonely at the top, and I'm put it down. When I'm done, I'll just copy what I've just done here. I'll copy Control C and I'll paste it in different numbers so that I can just arrange it like this, and I can easily even reduce the size. If it's not about money in my account, but money in my account now, I'll be happy. But right now, I have $22 million in my account. What should I do? But anyway, that's fine. I'm just going to really come here and just kind of align everything to fit together, right? Because there's a lot to what to visualize, right? Uh, maybe you can cover everything, or maybe you want to put in something there. Maybe you can. Let's. I'm not going to do too much with you guys, right? Let's just do what we can because of time, and because I'll just do one part of the PwC with you guys, that you can understand how to use DAX in Power BI really. Right. So the next thing I'll do is I'll just be changing it. So instead of this, I'm going to use total cost. So that's standard cost, and it changes. And then I'm going to use the profit. I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to use the profit. So what will happen is basically the difference in these two should give me this. But I realized I put out this on LinkedIn, and someone who works in KPMG sent me a message on LinkedIn that she realized that so this is not this is instead of total revenue, let's just change the title to total cost, and let's change it to total profit. So what she said was that she realized that there's an error in the value of profit, and this is the same thing we got. So I'm going to wonder that what happened between revenue and cost, and I realized that there are some columns that does not have um, you know there's some blanks in the list price, and which means I'm going to have more cost. I don't know how to even explain it, because ideally the difference in these two should give us total profit, because that's what we did, right? Revenue minus cost. Am I getting this, or is it my eyes? 6 minus 1 is 5. 1, it should give us 11.51, right? I don't know why it's giving us 10.93. But I'm not going to go deep into that really. What I'm doing in visualization, and it's close by, so nothing really. So let us come here and let us click on total customers. So how many customers do we have? So uh, let's come to customer demographics, and let's put in customer ID. So we have how many customers? So it's customer ID. We have 4,000 customers. So total customers. And we can increase this a little bit, yeah, so that it fits properly. And then lastly, we can say total what again? Uh, total product, where is transactions? How many? So this brand, let's just say total brands, which is really not important. Let's just visualize what we can visualize. Total brand, and which is basically uh, just put brand here, and we'll just click on the down arrow and we say count distinct, and that says we have 7 brands in the company. Let's control C this and paste more, and let's change this to, let's increase the length of the canvas. So I'll click on the empty space, the canvas settings, and for the, so this is, so custom. So for the height, let's use 1000. Right, so it's longer. Fine. So I'm going to now make this this chart. So I'm going to say, let me see the total number of profits by by the brand, right? So let me know the brands that brought in more profits. So good, I'm going to take this to this point, and I'm going to change the colors of the columns to blue, right? So this makes sense, and makes a lot of sense. I'll Control C this and paste again, and I'll put one down here, and I might want to say, okay, uh, what is the price by the date? So how did we make profit by date, right? So I'm just going to remove the brand, and I'll say, let's put in what transaction date, yeah. And of course, what would make sense there is if it is by month. So I will delete everything and leave by month. And I will now say, let me use the line chart, or let's use the area chart that we used yesterday. So this makes sense. So I'm just going to come here and I'm going to change the color of the lines to be blue. I might try to increase the width a little so that, and then I'll just come to the color and say, give me blue. Right, that makes it perfect. Then I can probably just increase it like this so that it looks better. And for this guy, let's look at the profit by, we're using profit as the point of contact, because for us to choose our customers, I want to know which of the demography brought more profit. So I'm going to say, let us see by the age category. So I'm going to put age category instead of brand, and put age category here, and it gives me this. And I don't want this, so I'm going to click on the triple arrow, and I'll say sort it by each category. So it gives me something normal. And I'm just going to come to the filter part here, and I'll click on age category, and I'll say I don't want to see blanks, and I also don't want to see all these big numbers, right? So I'm going to select all, and I'll remove blanks and these big numbers, and I'll remove those small numbers too. They're not really, needed. And there I go. So it is not looking like it's going from up to down. So I'll just sort as it by ascending. I can also increase. I can increase the, so that you can see it clearly. I can come to under x axis, and I can increase the values, and I can actually make it blue and bold, and then you can see it clearly there. And I can even decide to add what data labels. If I come to general, and is this general? The general, I think it's under normal place, under visual, so I can see data label here, and That makes sense. I can see which of the age category brought in more profit. I want to also see something like maybe job industry. So instead of each category, let's use job industry. So I'm going to come here and I'll put job industry here, and it gives me this. What if I use this guy instead? It makes sense like this. Okay, so I just let's say I just make it half like this, and I'll say okay, job industry. You make sense right there, bro. So just stay where you are, and then I would do one more. So let me see if I can reduce. I want it to be reducing be enough. Let's increase. Let's do something. Let's click on the empty space again, and let's increase the canvas setting a little bit, and let's make this 1.5. Let me make it 1.5, right? So that we can have more space, right? More space, we have for more visuals, which makes sense. So we can leave this like this, and we can leave this like this, and then we can copy this and paste and bring it down here and reduce it a little bit, and we can say, all right, you bro, how about we know the profit by the what? By the age, by the state. So we're going to come back here and say, let us remove in job industry. Let's put in state. Let's see which of our state guys brought in more. And I want to use a pie chart like this or a donut chart. Let's do a pie chart. That makes sense. And I will change the slices color to one that might look like blue a little bit. So let's see something like this. And this guy is too blue for my liking, so I'll make it something like this. Yep, makes a little bit of sense. Then the values, right? Under visual, the values. Let's make it 20, right? So that if I let's make it 15. Aha. So that makes sense. And under the filter, let us remove the blanks so that all makes a lot of sense, right? So there are no blanks here, even though there are blanks, there are no blanks anymore, right? So I'm just gonna what should we do again? Let's do by wealth segment. So let's do by wealth segment. So I'm going to copy this guy again, and I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to take this guy up here, and I'm going to say, okay, bro, let us know how many, which of the wealth.
Sorry, is there a reason why you're not changing the chat title?
I will change the title later. Don't worry. So I was saying, let's change this to um what let's use what segment, okay? So I'm going to use what segment, yeah. And I don't know why the colors did not conform, but I'll show you guys something. We'll be using total. But there's something called average. So on an average, these things may actually really change. Because of course we would have more profit in the mass customers because these guys are more in numbers, so it makes sense that they are more. But if I change sum of profits to what average, you would see that it actually changes in a way that does not really, really look so different, right? Same goes to this guy and this guy. So let's use average for this guy. So I'll use average profit by the word segment, and then I'm going to change the colors. Yeah. So who just asked that question? Was it Zainab or Refi? If you know. No, I know his voice, so I don't know who asked that question of. Was it Zainab? Was that you?
Yes.
Okay. Hope you understand what I'm doing, Sha. Hope I'm not too fast.
Yes, I am.
All right. All right. Good. 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 I don't know which one did I use. This guy, right? Yeah. So this makes sense. So now I think we are done with the visualization. This makes lots of sense. Is there anything we can add here? Let's just increase this guy to fill up the whole space, right? And let's make it bigger. Yeah. Let us put in something here, which is let's put in a filter here. Let's reduce
I
this.
have a question.
Don't worry. You ask a question.
Before you move on, did you say it doesn't matter if your profit is not
I said that if you look at the difference, we use total profit here. Now look at what happens if we use the sum, which is total profit, so that it changes in a way that the mass customers brought in more money, right? Because of 49%. But on an average, average basically means that we are going to remove every bias of having. Okay, for instance, if you have three segments of customers, and one segment is like it makes sense because if you think of Shoprite, for instance, people like us, like me, that used to go and buy something of 100 naira, 20 naira, 15 naira, 1,000 naira, and just buy it. I will gather a big line on. I will not pay more than 50k. And another person that will go there and buy the entire shelf and will spend 1 million, and the other person that can come and buy the entire company and will buy something big and spend about 10 million naira. Now, definitely people like me who are mass customers that are on budget will be way more than those that are high net worth. But then, because of our numbers, if you look at it, we are bringing in more money. But if you look at it, if you remove the numbers and make it all in a fair playground using the average profit, we'll see that the numbers don't really matter. You see that even those that brings in more money are from the high net worth guys. So we have the mass customers, the affluent, and the high net worth. So I say, okay, let us use average instead, so that we can remove that bias that the mass customer has, because they are plenty. People that don't have money like me are plenty. That's why we have. But now, if you make it on an average, it's going to put us on the same table and say, oh, good, as you can see, we are not really that different. So what I would do is I'm going to put a what should we use? Let's say we want to, I don't know, is there any for, let's shall put something. So let's say we want to put we didn't do state, Abby. Okay, we did state. Gender, not necessarily. Yeah. So let's just put where's the transactions? Let's put brand. Let's just put brand here. Sha sha sha. Let's put brand here, and let's make it. Let's conform to the colors, right? So let the color be blue, and let us increase the header a little bit, and let's make the capital letter B, and let us put some border there. I don't know. What should the border be? Well, this is for the header, right? Let's shall leave it like that. So the values, let's make it blue too. Increase the padding a little bit. No, let's reduce the padding. That does not take, yeah. Let's reduce the padding. Yeah, let us change let's use the border to be blue too. Let's see what happens if the line is changed. Yeah, that that's something top really. So that if I click on any of the brand, I can see what's going on. And I don't want there to be, so I'm going to click here, and I say I don't want to have any blanks there, right? So I will just click on this and click back. So this is the normal one that we know, right? So let's start putting the headers that Zena wants us to add. So what do I say? You put in something that is a sentence. So look at this. Let's increase the, so that it is very visible. Let us increase the little bit, right? Let's make it bold, right? So which of them is the highest variable, right? So I'll just come to general, and I'll say yeah, A to B, A to B brought more profit, right? Brought GH, where are you GH more? That's a phrase, right? Instead of saying brand by this by this, no, that is not professional. Okay. So what's the IST here? The IST is in October. So uh IS profit uh, recorded in October, right? And then how about this guy? Even still on steel, at the end of the day, let's reduce the values here so that we can see clearly the different percentages. So let's reduce this. So everything is more or less the same thing. This is 33.3, 33.3. You can see that they are not all, but then last it will be mass customer that brought more profit. So we'll just come to the general, and then we'll just say mass customers brought more profit. Bye, I'm cutting your call. You're calling me back. You sure your head will not tell you that I'm busy? It's not very annoying. So I'm just going to change this and make it a little bit smaller. Right, this one now you can see that the state that brought more profit is what? NSW. So I'll say NSW. NSW is like location. So I'll just say NSW the customers from NSW. Let's just say pay more. I don't have to put too much money. Yeah, so this one we say manufacturing, right? Manufacturing. For that highest profit. Can you use your own word? I don't know English. And here you can see that the age category 50, age category 50, or you can see age category from 41 to 50 brought more money. And we can reduce it so that it has to fit the header. Right. Any other thing that we did not add? Every other thing? Oh, we're done. I didn't know we were done. That's interesting. So we finished KPMG in how many? In less than 1 hour 30 minutes. That's that's a record, right? You have me now, so you have to. So let's click on general under effects. Let's put visual border for that guy, and let's make it let's make it blue, and then makes more sense like that. And yeah, that's all. So I am going to save this guy, and we are good to go for KPMG. So what you're going to do in the um in the PowerPoint slide is to pick each of this visual and explain them, right? And then at the end of the chart, put in like your dashboard. So we're going to extract this. I'll click on File. I'll click on Export to PDF, and I'm going to just export it. So it's going to generate a PDF of my report, and it's going to open as PDF file for me, right? And I can submit this for tax 3. For tax 2, you have to make a PowerPoint slide, which was given to you a template on the website. I'm sure you guys will figure it out. Just pick each of the visuals, and on each slide explain what you are seeing, right? Also explain what you are seeing, and then save that, and then go and upload in tax 2, and then in tax 3 download this PDF that I just did right now. So this is the PDF, right? And this is how it looks, and it looks okay, right? Zainab, what do you think? Do you like the dashboard? It looks yummy. Yeah, it looks yummy. Yeah, it looks yummy. Looks quite nice. Yeah. So we're not done though. We're not done. What we want to really do is, so this is the summary dashboard. So now that we know, so we'll call this selected customers, right? And under the view, let's fit to page, because so now what will happen is this, right? So this is the analysis of the old customers, right? I'm going to use these guys to select from new customers. So let's go. Let's just copy this summary dashboard. Let's copy it, Control C, and let's paste it here. And let's call under the style and under the text, let's call it selected customers. So first off, let's look at something. How many customers did we have before? Oh, let's not start there. Let me just copy one of the. So how many customers did we have before? So I will first say total customers, which is basically now I'm going to be using the new transaction list, right? Because that's what I'm focusing on now. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to remove it. So under the new customer, I'll say just put in the first name, Sha. Put in the first name and click on count. So we have 1,000 new customers. So total new customers, right? So, total new customers, right? Total new customers is 1,000, right? And if we put in a table right here and we put it here, so let's look at the different factors that we used. We used number one, we used the customers world segment, we used the state, we used their age category, and we used their industry. So let's first put in the first name and last name. So put in the first name and drag to this guy. Just drag it and drop on the table. Put in the last name and drag, so we know their names. Then put in their age category. Then put in the state. Then put in the job industry. Then put in the wealth segment. That's all we used. So from the analysis, which age category brought in more money? The age category 50. So let's say we want to just select the top three. So we select 40, 50, 60, right? So I'll come here and I will click on this guy. So under age category, select everything and let's unselect the ones that are not 40, 50, 60. So let's leave 40, 50, 60, and unselect the rest. So while we do that, it's going to reduce the number of people. So let's look at again, which was the top three industry. So the top three industry is manufacturing, financial service, and NA. So manufacturing, so I'm going to click on this guy again. I'll go to job industry, and then I will select all, and I will unselect everything, or I will just unselect everything, and I will only select what? Financial services, manufacturing, and NA. That's all I want. And the last, I want to check. I think it's mass customers, right? But let's pick the top two. So mass customer and what? High net worth. So let's use mass customer and high net worth guys, and remove affluent customers. So I'm just going to come a little bit down, and I will go to wealth segment, and I'll say, you know what? Because I saw that the mass customer and high net worth brought more money, let me select the other two, and the rest will go out of the list. And I'll say that those from NSW pay more than the rest significantly. So I'm going to select that guy. So let me just use the guys that are from NSW. So under the state, I am going to choose new customers from what? NSW. At the end of the day, if I make a copy of this, if I make a copy of this and I paste, I make a copy of it and I paste, and I change it to a what? A card visual, right? And then I do count, it gives me the selected 105 customers. So I'll just come here and I'll just make this guy blue, and I'll just come to general title, and I'll say selected new customer. Right. So I am going to quickly edit this to blue. Right. And I'm just going to do the normals. I don't think we'll do POs today. Really, I will set another time for. So we've done two projects together, which is actually a good stuff. But we will do PwC as our assignment, but we'll set another time after your Tableau and all to do. Maybe after Tableau, we can set another time during the week next week to do. Since I'll be at Asaba, I'll be free in the evening like this, and the class is from 10 to 4. So I'll be back to the hotel by before 6, so you can continue with PwC. Or let me don't put too much in your head. Go and practice this one. So this is the selected new customers. So how many are they? They're 105, and these are. So I think what I should do really is to actually put it here. Title. I should use. I should use selected new customers here. Right, and then I can increase the font a little bit, and I will just make this blue, put it in the middle, and I'll just do the normal effects of put. I like putting visual, I just love making it look good, have to look good, So let's put it at 12, and the shadow so that it looks as if it's flying, and I want to make it the blue that I use. And you can even make the visual itself. You can make the values blue, if you want, right? So they become all blue, and you can increase the bit, right? Turn it test color blue, right? So it's now all blue, and you can. I think that should be also. We can't really see the full list, but we know that. Hello, Rocket Limited. So from our analysis, we want you to save your money. We love you and we don't want to spend so much money on all your customers. So we've analyzed your old customers and we see that the only people that will probably buy from you is these selected 105 customers. So put your resources in these guys and get them to pay, because we show that they will pay, because from the past customer behavior and demographic, these are those that will likely pay. You might as well, reach out to the rest of the 900, but just do it in a generic way. But if it's 105, reach out to them personally, call them and greet them, give them discount. These guys will be your super customers. Thank you very much, guys. And then you make the PowerPoint presentation, and then you're going to submit this guy as your dashboard, and then you're going to come back to your um to your profile here, and you're going to come here and you're going to click on next task after you have submitted that one. Remember that your first task is a PDF of your report, right? And then the second one is supposed to be a template. You can see the template here, download the template and use, and then submit it. I've done my part, and if I check the next task, which is where you're now going to put in the PDF of your what PowerPoint. You can put in a PowerPoint file, just save as PowerPoint file, and just come here and click on your work, and then you just submit your Power BI file, and you are done. You get your KPMG certificate. Who's happy? Right. So you see that it's all about solving problems. Yeah. So you basically want them to understand the previous customers, and then you want them to select from new customers. So you don't have to waste too much money. And if you help them with that, they will save the money they would have used to reach out to customers that will not pay for their bicycles, and hence they've wasted money, and their margin would reduce. So we didn't even put profit margin there, sha, but I will leave you guys to explore the rest of the data in the data set, and then just have fun, all right? So any questions? Zainab, how was the class? I am pretty sure I was not fast, and I did not say a story for once. Zainab, how was the class? Zainab have gone to sleep. Oh. Fifi, how was the class?
Was refreshing. There will definitely be questions when practicing.
There is no question. Where do you want to ask again? Ask a question now. Hmm? Praise, Alpha.
The class was nice. Not like the first one last Tuesday.
So if we don't like missing, It's quite important. Who else is on the call? Koribat and Mr. Prince. Alpha. How was today's class? Hope it's as clear, precise, and straightforward as possible.
It was better than Tuesday's one.
Wow. All right. How about Mr. Prince?
Yeah, it was good. It was okay. I enjoyed it.
And all
When
right.
it
Thank
comes,
you. Thank you. Miss Faith. I think Faith Ajairo. Yeah. Yeah. What's up, Miss Faith? Is she? Yeah.
Hello, sir.
How is your body now?
Beth, I'm waiting for the glasses, sir.
Oh, sorry. I said body. How's your eyes, Jerry?
Fine, sir.
Please don't go and meet quack doctors, or they will spoil your eye. You go and meet op, optometrician. I've been an optometry. I don't even know what you call them, but they go and meet professors. Right. So
I am
you are told me that you didn't know how to expand your, and I hope you've seen how to do it now.
very well, sir. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
So
Thank you.
you can see that it's not difficult really. Nah, person we know I'm gonna tell
At
you.
all.
All right then, guys. I need to go now because I have to prepare for our pitch tomorrow. Put us your prayers, I beg. Whether you're a Muslim or a Christian, let this money touch us. If it touch us, I can give all of you like some kind cash. Let it touch us. So tomorrow our pitch, and I need to go and prepare the some stuff and get ready. All right, guys. So take care. Have a lovely night, and I will send the
Oh,
recording as usual. All right.
bye.
All right, all the best.
Bye bye.